Hello and welcome to the Philosophy Department at the University of Kent. My name is Michael and I'm one of the lecturers in the Philosophy Department, and I would just like to speak with you briefly about what it's like to study philosophy at Kent. So I'll start by giving you some information about the philosophy program itself. Now, one important feature of the philosophy program at Kent is that we don't use exams. We don't believe that philosophy is suited to traditional examinations, so instead we examine our degrees through essays, in-class assignments, presentations, and seminar discussions. Another important feature of our program is that you won't just learn about the theories of the great philosophers, you'll learn how to come up with arguments for your own philosophical theories. Of course, this requires skills that are valued by many different employers. For example, it involves thinking critically to solve problems. It involves expressing yourself clearly and logically. And it also involves working independently or as part of a team. Our program is designed to give you all of these skills. So, stage 1 of the program consists of 8 modules. 4 of these are compulsory core modules that are designed to provide you with the necessary content and skills to begin coming up with your own philosophical theories and arguments. In terms of skills modules, you'll learn how to read and write like a philosopher. And you'll also learn how to distinguish good arguments from bad arguments. In terms of content modules, you'll be introduced to the main historical problems in the theory of knowledge, the theory of metaphysics, and the theory of ethics. These problems include: what is it that makes an action right or wrong? How do we know that there's a world outside of our ideas about it? Or is the world just nothing more than our ideas? On top of these core modules, you can also take further modules in philosophy, for example, modules on existentialism or human rights. Otherwise, you could take additional wild modules, that is, modules from other disciplines taught at the university. This might be a module in archaeology, computing, science, or a foreign language. In stage 2 and 3, there's a wide range of different modules covering any philosophical question you might be interested in. If you're interested in political questions, you could take a module on political philosophy, or a module on justice, violence, and the state, or a module on democracy, fascism, and communism. If you're interested in history and the history of philosophy, you could take a module on the philosophy of history, or a module on Greek philosophy or pragmatism. If you're interested in scientific questions, then you could take a module on the philosophy of science or the philosophy of medicine. And if you're interested in the nature of the mind, then you could take a module on the philosophy of mind and action, or a module on cognitive science and artificial intelligence. And there are many more options, including further modules on ethics, metaphysics, and the theory of knowledge. So one thing you'll notice about this program is that there's lots of freedom. You can choose from a broad range of topics to shape your degree in line with your interests. And between the second and third year, we offer students the chance to undertake a year's placement in industry to provide an opportunity to gain experience working in a professional environment. In addition, we offer all our students the opportunity to spend a year or term abroad. We've got exchange programs all over the world with top-ranked institutions in Paris, Hong Kong, Germany, Ireland, Istanbul, America, and Canada. So here's an example of what your program might look like. In stage 1, you'll take 8 15-credit modules, including the core skills and contents modules, together with 2 optional philosophy modules and 2 wild modules. In stage 2, you take 4 30-credit modules, and in stage 3, you might choose to take 3 30-credit modules plus a dissertation, although the dissertation is optional. Now, for a 15-credit module, you should expect to have 2 contact hours per week, a 1-hour lecture and a 1-hour seminar. On top of that, you should expect to put in 6 hours of study each week preparing for the lecture and seminar, and another 2 hours a week working towards completing your assignments. In total then, for every 15 credits, you can expect to put in 10 hours a week. Given that a term consists of 60 credits, you can expect to put in 40 hours of study per week. What's more is you'll be studying all of these modules with philosophers who are active participants in the current philosophical debates. We're an open and friendly department with a range of expertise in the philosophy of time, the philosophy of science and medicine, the philosophy of law, political philosophy, the philosophy of action, and the philosophy of work. And there are also philosophers working in other departments at the University of Kent, for example, in law, in classics, in religious studies, in film, and in the history of art. All of these philosophers have been recognised as excellent teachers of philosophy. In fact, the university has been awarded the highest rating in the UK government's Teaching Excellence Framework. So within each module, you can be sure that you'll be receiving lots of support in terms of seminars, as well as written and one-to-one feedback. Also, one of the philosophers in the department will act as your own academic advisor, and they'll be available for one-to-one meetings in order to help you with your studies. In addition, the school has a trained and experienced student support team that is available to deal with any special circumstances sensitively and consistently. So, this support is so excellent, it's no surprise that some of our students have gone on to win Nobel Prizes. Okay, so that's a brief chat about what's involved in the programme, but outside of the programme in philosophy, there's lots of extracurricular activities to get involved with. For instance, we're a branch of the Royal Institute of Philosophy, which means we run a public lecture series every year. And we also have a thriving philosophy society, and they put on events throughout the term. We also have activities designed to create a sense of community, like the board games afternoon, a philosophy walk across the Kent countryside, and the reading weekend, where the department heads to a big old house in the countryside for a weekend of eating, drinking, and discussing philosophy. So I hope this has given you a good idea of what it's like to study philosophy at the University of Kent, and I hope that you'll be joining us here sometime soon.